Welcome to Dumb Guys, where we help you win your fantasy baseball league while also making you laugh with movie reviews, vlogs, and Brazilian food videos. In this episode, we're focusing on the first round of the 2017 Fantasy Baseball Draft.
Yes, and your first pick is very important. You got to get production out of it. You got to get what you're looking for, so you need that consistent guy that will help you win your league. And we're going to be going down the Yahoo top 10 because that's where we do our fantasy baseball.
Right.
And so we just worked out the top 10 there, and we're going to tell you if we agree with that pick or not. And
compare our first 10 picks with the Yahoo top 10.
Yeah, and we might have a little variations because of the scoring in our league. We have an OPS league. We have a rotisserie weekly competition.
Head-to-head.
Yeah, head-to-head league. So keep in mind that that's our scoring when we made these top 10s.
Dumb Guys.
Take it away.
All right, number one on Yahoo's list is Mike Trout. This guy's been a number one pick for several years in a row now.
Quite a few years now.
And I would say he's my number one as well.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the most consistent producers out there. Almost every stat he fills up with great numbers.
Yeah.
He walks. He has a high batting average, home runs, and stolen bases. I think he's the guy out there that could have a 40-40 season. Mm-hmm. He's got that type of ability. And his OPS is always right about like 990. I mean, it's really high. And 4 out of the last 5 years, he's led the league in runs scored.
Yeah.
So you get him, you're on a great start on almost every offensive stat.
Right. I agree. It's hard to pass up a guy like Trout. If you got the number one pick, I think everybody's going to go for Trout, unless you want to mix things up a little bit. Last year, I tried to argue that Harper was the number one pick. I was wrong. Let's not veer off of Trout. He's been a pillar of consistency since he came up as a rookie. And you're right, he's hitting more home runs. He even jumped back up in stolen bases. He was back up to 30 stolen bases last year. So RBIs, home runs, OPS, he's got it all. Yeah. Trout is definitely, this year, for sure, the number one pick.
Yes.
So the number two pick in Yahoo's list is Mookie Betts. Okay. And he's been hovering there for the entire preseason so far. Guys are moving around, but I am not sold on Mookie Betts yet. He's had one really good season. Yeah. He's had a couple of good seasons, but I think he hit 31 home runs last year, but he jumped up from 18 the year before. So I'm not sold on Mookie Betts. The guy that I pick right here, and this was a really tough decision for me, but I pick Arenado. And what Arenado has shown is consistency over the past two seasons. Very close numbers. 42 home runs, 41 home runs past 2 years. 130 and 133 RBIs past 2 years. And what Arenado also brings is he's a third baseman, which everybody knows. I am really high on third baseman in the first round. And he plays in Colorado.
Yes, and I agree with you here right now. I'm going back and forth between Bryant and Arenado. Which one's better?
Yeah.
Arenado is super consistent. That 130 RBIs is a great thing to have on your team.
Yeah.
40 home runs. The only knocks I have against him is Colorado might start a fire sale. They've always been in trade rumors. They've already traded away Tulowitzki. Cargo might be the next guy to go. So maybe the hitters around him start disappearing. And the thing about Chris Bryant is I think he has the highest ceiling, but not quite hasn't built quite the consistency yet, or shown the consistency yet that Arenado has. I think they're both about the same age, just Arenado's been in the majors longer. So right now I agree with you. Arenado's there, but Bryant by draft day may be my number two.
Might be your number two.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Chris Bryant is Yahoo's number three pick.
Yeah.
Yes. And I put he's Yahoo's number three, and he's my number three. I think they got it right here. If anybody could do 45 to 50 home runs next year, I think it could very well be Chris Bryant. He's a huge dude. He had 40-plus home run seasons in the minors, and the minors is a 120-game season. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. He actually has a little bit of speed. He stole 13 bases as a rookie. He stole 8 last year. He's supposed to bat second for the Cubs, so the stolen bases could become part of his game again.
Right.
So Bryant's a great guy to get to start your team out.
Yeah, I agree. And it was such a tough decision for me to pick between Bryant and Arenado. And because Arenado has been in the league a few more years and built up that consistency just because he had the opportunity.
Yeah.
So to me, Arenado felt like the safer pick. But I agree with you and Yahoo. I have Chris Bryant as my number 3. Again, third baseman. He also brings flexibility in Yahoo leagues. You can put him in the first base slot. You can put him in third base slot. You can put him in the outfield slot.
Yeah.
You said it with the stolen bases. He has a little bit more speed. So there's a few things that I think he's got an advantage over Arenado on. The Cubs are going to have a great lineup.
Yeah, they are.
So those are the things I would say about Bryant on top of what you said. But yeah, absolutely a number 3 guy, and I could go your route and flip those two.
Yeah,
and go Bryant second and Arenado third.
Yeah,
really hard to
the
say.
lineup he's in is a great point because I think it's supposed to be Schwarber batting in front of him and Rizzo behind him.
Yeah,
so he's got protection and a great hitter in front of him.
Right.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of runs scored there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on to the Yahoo number 4 pick, and Yahoo has Arenado in number 4. And what I did at number 4 is I've got Manny Machado.
Okay.
And I think I'm reaching a little bit. People are probably going to think I'm reaching a little bit here. But what I'm doing is I'm reiterating the fact that third base is really important in the first round. There's a huge drop-off in third baseman after the first round. And so I think you got to grab one. But here's the thing about Manny Machado. I don't think we've seen the best out of him yet.
Yeah.
He is still young. He's been in the league for a long time.
Yeah, he's younger than Bryant and Arenado.
Yes.
I think he's like 22 or 23.
I think he's going to be 24 when the season starts. But you're right. So I think what we're going to see, he's had 35 plus home runs the past 2 years, I think. I think we could see more. And in addition to that, what Machado brings in Yahoo leagues is shortstop eligible, so he's got more flexibility.
Yeah, I think he played about 55 games last year shortstop, so he should be eligible there in most leagues.
Yeah.
Probably all leagues.
Oh, and one more thing, not to interrupt you, but he stole 20 bases the year before.
Yeah.
He had none last year. He's got the ability to steal bases.
He does have the ability to steal bases. We were talking about this earlier today, that the team leader on the Orioles had 4 steals. So the Orioles must just not be stealing bases right now because they have Machado and Adam Jones that have that potential to steal bases, and they just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with that team.
Who knows what this year will bring in the team strategy that maybe they'll bounce back and steal bases.
Yeah, who knows? Hopefully for all the Machado owners, he will steal bases again. So I have number 4, Paul Goldschmidt. The reason I have him this high is I think he's the guy that could be like the National League MVP this year. He could potentially be like the fantasy MVP as well. Interesting fact is he stole more bases than Jose Altuve. He had 32 and Altuve, I believe, had 30. And I think he bounces back to like a 2014 or a 2013 year where he had over 30 home runs. He could potentially be like a 30-30 guy. I would expect to be like 35 home runs, 20 steals out of him. And he also walks well over 100 times every year. And so I think you could have over 1,000 OPS with him very easily. And so overall, even though it's first base and there's not much position value at first base, I think he's such a great hitter. He makes up for that. And I have him at number 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So Yahoo League next, we have number 5. And this is the one biggest change I made myself to the Yahoo League. It's Jose Altuve. He's number 5. My number 5 is Mookie Betts. Actually, I think Betts drops down to about there in my list because he is very versatile, power and home runs. I think Mookie Betts' 31 home runs won't be repeated. I think it'll be more like 25. Altuve I drop all the way down to 13 in my rank.
Wow.
Part of it is he had 24 home runs last year. The guy's 5'6". Yeah. I just don't see him doing that again. I think 15 he may be able to do. 20, 24, 25, whatever he had isn't going to be repeat. And his stolen bases are dropping.
Yep.
He was down to 30 last year. If you have a batting average league, I think maybe you rank him higher. He won the batting title 2 out of the last 3 years.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But OPS league, I think that drops his value a little bit. The stolen bases are coming down, and I don't believe in the 20-plus home runs.
Yeah, you made a really good point there about him in batting average leagues because not only does he have a high batting average, he has a lot of at-bats.
Yeah. And
so that is just a little bit more of a push for your league.
In your league, if you just have points for your league.
Yeah.
He could, because he's 200-plus hits typically a year.
Who I have for number 5 is Paul Goldschmidt. So your number 4 pick is my number 5 pick. I agree with basically everything you said about him. I think he's got more power than he showed last year. He was 24 last year. I think he's going to be closer to 33 or more. He did steal 32 bases.
Yeah.
And we've seen speed from him in the past. I think he's got the potential to do that. He's had 1,000 OPS before, and he's usually up in the upper nines.
Yeah.
He's going to bring that to you. Also, 103 runs and 110 RBIs. I mean, those are big numbers in almost every stat category.
And that was with A.J. Pollock injured last year.
Right.
He's back this year. And so he could be on base a lot more for him and create more RBI opportunities.
So those are just some great numbers. And Paul Goldschmidt, I think he went first.
In our league last year, he went number 1.
Yeah, he went number 1. So people are high on him. He's not going to get that deep in our league.
And I believe the guy that picked him number 1 won our league.
You are correct.
Yeah,
he did.
So that paid off for that guy.
Right. That strategy worked. Okay, moving on to the Yahoo number 6 pick. And Yahoo has Clayton Kershaw here. And some people really like the pitching strategy, but that's not really my strategy. And so in the number 6 spot, once again, you're going to see a trend right here. I'm going with a third baseman, and it's Josh Donaldson. He basically last year almost duplicated his MVP season from the year before, except for he had a little bit fewer home runs. He had 37 home runs last year compared to 41. But he had a higher OPS last year due to the over 100 walks he had.
Yeah.
So this is a guy who's got a lot of skills and could put up some big numbers.
I think Josh Donaldson's good. I dropped him all the way down to number 9, I believe, on my list.
Oh, wow.
So we're on number 6 here. My number 6 is Manny Machado.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So we already talked about him, went over him, but I put Goldschmidt ahead of Machado, where you got him flipped.
I have him flipped a little bit. But again, 2 very strong third basemen. And I could have gone either way there. I just think with Machado, he's younger, and I think he's got a bigger upside there. We're looking forward to a lot more years from Machado and what he can do compared to Donaldson. I think we've seen what we're going to get. It's been great.
Yeah.
But I think we've seen it. I don't think we've seen everything out of Machado.
Yeah. Great. So what are we at? Number 7?
I think we're on number 7.
So Yahoo actually has Manny Machado at number 7. He's a little bit lower than our rankings.
Is that what you have? I have.
You know, I'm looking at our list, and I made my list a couple days ago, and you made yours today, right? So maybe Yahoo changed their rankings a little bit.
They must have.
In 2 days.
Yeah. So because my list shows Paul Goldschmidt at number 7.
Yeah, and mine it shows Manny Machado.
Okay.
And Clayton Kershaw's 8 on my list. So I think Yahoo's swapped their rankings a little bit in the last couple days.
They fluctuate throughout the preseason.
Yeah. So keep an eye on that, and keep yours up to date as guys have health issues and all that during spring training.
And like you said early on, I mean, you could change your decision on Chris Bryant. Yeah. He'll be your second pick instead of your third pick. So these things change constantly. Yeah. But so we'll be comparing how Yahoo changed over the past 2 days.
Yeah.
Right, with our picks here.
So yeah, my list is Machado. Yours is Goldschmidt.
Yep.
My number 7 pick is Bryce Harper.
Okay.
I think that's a little bit risky, but I think the year he had last year, he can only go up from there. And he was 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases. He had a low batting average. But I think the guys around him are hitting pretty well. I like Anthony Rendon. Oh, gosh, I'm blanking on their second baseman. Or bust guy. Oh, gosh.
I'm joking on it, too.
Yeah, oh, well. Their second baseman that we call the bust. But they have some good hitters around him. And I think he can only go up from last year. I think you're looking at more like a 30 home run to 15 to 20 stolen base a year. His batting average will be a little higher, and maybe even better than that. Bryce Harper, I think you are taking a risk here a little bit, but you're towards the end of the first round. So if you have a snaking draft like ours, you're getting a high second round pick. So I think you can get a little riskier back here, and I think he was MVP the year before. He could potentially return to that form, and I think it's worth taking that risk at number 7.
Right. So at number 7, I have Anthony Rizzo.
Oh yeah.
And what Anthony Rizzo brings is consistency in his home runs. He's had 30 plus home runs, 100 plus RBIs, and 899 plus OPS the past few years. And he does have the ability to steal bases as well. He stole 17 bases in 2015. And once again, I'm going to go back to the Cubs lineup. Yeah. He's hitting behind Bryant. So yeah, he's gonna see a lot of pitches, or Bryant's gonna see a lot of pitches. Either way, both of them are going to play off of each other. Yeah. And so I think Rizzo is a good pick here late. I
think Rizzo will be great. He was on my team last year, and I finished 3rd overall, and I think he's a big reason for that. He made up for Stanton falling off. He's super consistent. Like, it was a couple home runs every week for me. He always was hitting. So I think that's a great pick there.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to Yahoo's number 8 pick, and I've got Machado. Who do you have at number 8?
Number 8,
you've got
Clayton Kershaw. So a couple days ago they had him there.
Yeah. So this is the pick. Number 8 pick is where I pick Bryant.
Okay.
And I agree with you. It is a little bit risky because he had that down year last year.
Oh, you mean Harper?
I'm sorry, yes.
Harper.
Who did I say?
You said Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I picked Bryant a long time ago.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper.
Bryce
so this
Harper.
is where I've got Bryce Harper. And you're right. He's a little bit of a risk. He had a down year last year. I was expecting him to do great after that MVP season. But we saw that MVP season. We know he's got the talent. We know he's been as hyped as he has been.
Yes.
If he can just if he can just focus, harness that ability.
Yeah.
This guy is going to be good. So I don't think we need to worry too much about what happened last year.
Yeah.
He's going to bounce back.
Yes. And I agree with that. I think we just got Harper and Rizzo swapped because Rizzo's the guy I've got to pick after Harper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Rizzo's great. 3 straight years of 30-plus home runs. Still very young. I think he's going to have an MVP season sometime in his career. Maybe this year is that year. He's got a great opportunity as well with the team he's on. So I think he'll be strong if you get him towards the end of the first round.
Right. Okay.
So where do we leave off? We're at number 9.
We're on number 9.
And so mine has Josh Donaldson. Yours is Josh Donaldson as well. And I think I did a typo because I actually dropped Josh Donaldson to like number 11. So at number 9, I actually like Miguel Cabrera a little bit better.
Cabrera.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I in my mock drafts I was kind of skipping him, but then when I started researching the first round, Yahoo has him ranked number 12. The guy has a 13-year career and a 321 batting average for a 13-year career.
Yes.
He's close to 500 home runs. He's only 33. I thought he was older than that.
He'll be 34 when the season starts.
Yeah, when the season starts. And of course, you got in the back of your mind Albert Pujols and how he dropped off, and you think he's kind of a similar player to Albert Pujols. But I think Albert Pujols' drop-off was kind of premature because of some nagging injuries.
Yep.
I don't think
I agree with
Miguel Cabrera is going to drop off the same way unless he starts developing injuries like the same way.
And I mean, I don't think Albert Pujols is that much older than Cabrera.
I think now he's pushing 36, but his drop-off was like at the age of Cabrera's at now, like about 33. Yeah,
okay.
I believe so. And so that's the thing. I think people compare him to that and think it's risky to take him for the drop-off. But look at his career. He's had 1 year of kind of a down amount of games played, and he had like 119 games played in his lowest year. Almost every other year it's 140 to 160 games played.
Yeah.
I just think you're going to get like a 310 plus batting average, 30 home runs out of him, no problem.
Yeah.
So I think into the first round is a great place to take Miguel Cabrera, and I don't think anybody else is going to be looking for him there, so I don't think you have much risk getting him.
Yeah. Well, at number 9, my pick is Jose Altuve. So that's where he dropped for me. I had a really tough time with the number 9 pick and the number 10 pick, which I'll get to. But one of the guys I was tossing around is Miguel Cabrera because I don't think the end of the first round is very strong, or the beginning of the second round is very strong for such a big pick. But Altuve, what my concerns with him, I don't think he's likely to hit 20 plus home runs. So he hit 24 home runs last year, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the most home runs Altuve is going to hit. That's his peak.
Yeah.
That's his career high. It's also going to be his lifetime career high. I don't think he's going to hit more than that. He also stole 50 bases a few years ago, 50 plus bases. That's a career high.
Yeah.
He dropped down to his normal of around 30. I think that's going to be the norm. While he's good and he's probably the best option at second base.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he's going to put up the value that you've seen him do in the previous couple of years. So here I am selling him as the 9th pick, and I'm saying all the bad things about him.
But I mean, you're talking about why you dropped him from 5 to 9.
I'm dropping him down to 9. And again, Cabrera was in the running here for number 9, and all of those things about him being old, and he had a couple of down years. Those have me concerned, and it's like, do I want to spend a first-round pick on a guy who can bust? And you ran into that last year with Stanton. I ran into it last year with my second and third picks with D. Gordon and A.J. Pollock. It's like when I use my high round picks, I don't want to bust. I want someone who I know is going to be good. And with Altuve, I believe he's going to be good. Is he going to be great? I don't know, but he's going to be good.
Yeah, and I think Altuve could be decent in this spot. Especially if you have a guy's targeting the second, third round that could get you your home runs. I mean, Altuve is just not going to get you your home runs, I don't think. I heard some people saying stolen bases are going to be at a premium this year. They were down last year, but I am seeing some guys throughout the draft that can get me steals. I think D. Gordon's going to be back much later at second base, and I think he'll have more stolen bases than Altuve next year.
Oh, he probably will.
Yeah, he'll probably be pushing 50 or 60. That guy is ridiculously fast. And with guys like that going later, it makes me think Jose Altuve playing second base doesn't have that much value at the position. He is the best second baseman, but to me, it doesn't push him into the first round.
Yeah.
So what are we on? We're on number 10 here, aren't we?
We're all the way to 10.
And so what I did is I flipped Josh Donaldson to 10. I just had a typo in my notes.
Okay.
And the reason I just dropped him down a hair from his original ranking is because he's going into spring training with a little bit of a calf injury. I suppose he's not supposed to be super bad, but it might kind of slow spring training down. That can potentially make him get off to a slower start to start the regular season.
Right.
But it doesn't sound like it's anything that will really destroy his season or anything like that. Also, the Blue Jays lost Edwin Encarnacion, and Jose Bautista seems to be declining really fast. So I think the hitters around him are not going to be as productive as they have been in the past for him on the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays were a big run-scoring team in the past. I think that's going to take a little bit of a tick down, so that it's not a knock on Donaldson. It's just he's going to have fewer RBI opportunities and fewer times being knocked in and scoring runs.
Yeah.
I think he was towards the top of runs scored in RBIs in the league last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I would rather take a higher ceiling, and I think he's kind of that guy that had the couple best years of his career, and we might see the gradual decline from here on out. So that's why I just dropped him down one spot from number 9 to number 10.
And I'm okay with that because the one thing about him is I think he's the oldest of all of those third base options. That's why he was my last third baseman I was picking. So for my number 10 pick, so I don't know if you mentioned this, but Bryce Harper is what Yahoo has for the number 10 pick. We've already taken him.
Yeah.
So this is, I told you my struggles at the number 9 pick. I have the same struggles at the number 10 pick, but I had nobody to really fill it in. And so I took a little bit of a leap. And I said, you know what? If Clayton Kershaw is still available, he's not going to be, but if he is, I might swoop on a pitcher in the first round, number 10. And then I can turn around and I can pick someone else because I'll you have 10 and 11 pick. And what I would probably do if in this scenario is I might go a little wild. I might go with a pitcher heavy draft. And so I would take someone like Kershaw. And then maybe, I have concerns with Scherzer. Scherzer's still ranked up there pretty high, and he's a great choice.
Right here, he was 15 a couple days ago on my list.
He was like 12 or 13 recently today when I was looking. But he does have that fractured finger that he was dealing with, and it doesn't look like he could miss opening day. So I might even go with someone like a Bumgarner in second. So I might go Kershaw, Bumgarner, and we're talking strikeouts. We're talking low ERA. We're talking wins. We're talking dominating a couple of pitching stats. Yeah. And who knows, with that strategy, I might go all the way.
Interesting. I'm curious to I almost want you to pick high pitching. Just to see if you like it.
Just to see how
and to see our videos
will
go next year.
Right.
With you talking about that strategy. So we've gone through our top 10.
Yes.
I think I'm looking at my list here, and 13 is Blackmon, 14 Trey Turner, and 15 Scherzer. That's a pretty steep drop off for me. Looking at the beginning of the second round.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. The drop off in late first round into the second round is pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah, and so you got to get your first round pick right because the second round is going to be more of a speculative pick, hoping a guy breaks out. There's guys like Carlos Correa and Seager, those shortstops there.
Right.
And I think overall, your first pick's got to be good because you got to take a little bit of risk in the second round.
Yeah.
And what I'll have to say about Kershaw is supposedly he looked sharp today in spring training. He did a live batting practice. Yeah. But he had a herniated disc last year, and that's a little scary to me.
That is concerning, and he missed half the season last year. So
yeah, but he was having an amazing year.
He was having an amazing year.
A ridiculous strikeout to walk rate.
Yeah.
It was he only had 11 walks, something like that.
Yeah.
It was just something like 15 strikeouts per walk.
Yeah.
But that hernia disc would scare me, and my strategy has never been taking pitching early. I've even gone as far as not taking pitching to the 8th round in a couple of my mock drafts.
Yeah, you've mentioned that a couple of times, and I think that I'm going to start targeting pitching probably around the 5th round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless I go with the strategy.
Yeah. Of the if you get the 10th pick.
Pitcher, I'll go pitcher crazy, man. I will get every pick will be a pitcher.
Yes.
And I'll just dominate pitching.
Yeah.
Or I'll flop and I'll be in 10th place again next year.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I finished third. I want to finally get a baseball championship in our league this year. That's
You
going to
need
be my
one,
goal.
right? Because you don't have one yet.
No, I've got 3 football championships, but I haven't won a baseball.
No
one
baseball. Yep.
Yeah.
I think I've got 2 baseball championships and 2 second place finishes.
Yeah.
And I've got a football one as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
So basically, like, we'll see if this strategy wins us our league,
Right.
and we'll see if listening to us helps you out as well a lot.
What ideas do you guys have for the first round, or anywhere else? You know, put them in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say about your draft strategy. Do you hate our picks? You probably do.
Probably.
So go ahead and put that in the comments and
Yeah.
let us know. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
Yes, and so we're coming close to March now, and that's the time to really crunch for your team and start your drafts and everything.
Yes.
So subscribe to us. We got some more videos on the way.
Absolutely.
We're going to keep that going, and even when the season starts, we'll probably do like at least
Waiver
1 or 2
wire
waiver
pickups,
wire pickup videos, and maybe an update video.
Maybe update throughout the season how we're doing.
Yeah, and we've got a couple other different playlists going as well. Barry's doing his movie reviews. I'm doing my Brazilian America, which is we're trying food stuff, and you're starting a food series as well.
Singapore food.
Yes. Yes, so we've got lots of stuff on the way, so hit the subscribe. Dumb Guys are blowing up, and we're going to get huge.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. Get in on the ground floor because the dumb guys are going places.
Yes. All right, so
I think that's
the video.
That's it.
Thanks for watching.
Yep. Stay dumb.
Yep.